Here at the Emirates, it has finished Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1, and going into this game, I was quietly confident. I'll tell you why. I think Manchester City are defensively vulnerable. I think Arsenal have the better squad. I think Arsenal going into this game probably were the team that were on better form. Arsenal look ahead of them in the table right now, and I do feel like Arsenal have got a squad now to compete and go for it. The minute I saw the team news, I was deflated, and I wasn't alone. There was a lot of people around me in pubs, around the concourse, in the stadium, outside the stadium, telling me that, why is he not going for it? Unfortunately, the answer is clear. The manager is a wimp. He has literally no balls. The guy does not want to go for it. Why? I don't know why. We've got the squad now. Let's go for it. Why are we setting up so defensively? Why is Marino back in midfield? And then we get towards the left-hand side and we've got an unbelievable outlet in Martinelli or Eze, and we've got Trossard this time who can't run. So why are we playing Trossard on the left and Marino in the middle? It was all wrong. And of course we find ourselves setting up defensively and going down 1-0 in 9 minutes. And then what happens? You all start to bring on all the creativity. It's too late. They're going to sit back now. So I knew we weren't winning this game. And I knew we weren't winning this game because of the way that we were in terms of team selection, but then the way we set up just proved to me at half-time, I don't think we're getting anything from this game. Now, big up to Martinelli who come on and scored, and it was a great finish, by the way. Excellent. I actually thought he was offside, and I looked back again, he was actually miles onside, so big up to him. And we have got quality from the bench. There's no denying that. We have got creativity from the bench. But I want to see that starting. I don't want to see that all on the bench. I don't want to see Ethan coming on for a few minutes, Eze coming on for a few minutes, Martinelli coming on for a few minutes. I didn't even know that Saka was fit. Odegaard's not even about. So I thought to myself, ask you this question, people. We've got two positions we're not quite sure about. The options are Eze through the middle, Marino through the middle. Odegaard, okay, he's not fit, cool. You've picked Marino out of that option. Then you go onto the left-hand side, you've got the option of Eze, Martinelli or Trossard. Who's the slowest one? Who's the one that will probably give you the spinning round on the ball, passing backwards? Trossard, he's gone for him. Why? Why has he done that? There's no balls from this guy. There's no positivity from him. There's no bravery. There's uncertainty within the fan base because we're looking at the squad thinking, this is good enough to go all out. We're at home. Now, don't get me wrong. If this is Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, I'll probably understand it. If this was Manchester City even at the Etihad, I might go, it's not for me. I don't agree with it, but he obviously wants to keep it shut up shop. To do that at home, for me, is unforgivable. And what is definitely unforgivable is to go 1-0 down within 9 minutes. That, for me, was shocking. The goal, it's poor from us defensively, but Haaland doesn't miss. Big up to City. Because after that, they were like, I'm going to do what Arsenal do. I've got the goal. Let's sit back. Let's chill. Because we're going to try and see this game out. Now, I don't think they're going to get any negativity about not being brave. They're not going to get any negativity about how the way they set up and how they played after one goal went in. But they've got more of an excuse to do that because they're 1-0 up. Where Arsenal are concerned, I'm looking at 2 games against 2 teams that I think are going to be going for the title, and we've been set up defensively in both. Now, this isn't a Mikel Marino problem, by the way. People think it is. They're getting it wrong. It's the trio that do not work together well. The trio of Marino, Zubamendi and Rice, it does not work well. So why are we playing that trio? I don't get it. It brings us no creativity whatsoever. And we get to half-time, and fair play to him, the manager. I praised him last week. I'm not going to praise him too much, but I tell you what I will do. I'll praise him for making changes and being proactive at half-time. Bringing on Eze, bringing on Saka, I thought we might actually do something. And do you know what? We looked 100% better moving forward. Big up to Madueke in the first half, by the way, because I thought he was the only threat that we had. But I look at the other options that we had on the bench, and I'm thinking, yeah, they're all on the bench. The creativity is all on the bench. Where have we heard that before, people? At Anfield a couple of weeks ago, correct. They're all on. They're all coming on. We got Ethan warming up. We got Eze warming up. We got Martinelli warming up. Saka starting from half-time. Why are we in this position? They should be on the pitch starting. Why don't we start it? I don't get it. I've got to be honest. And it's not like we've got to take 5 or 6 changes here. We're talking about potentially 2 changes. We're talking about play Ethan or Eze in the middle, or play Martinelli or Eze on the left. That's all we're talking about here. We're not talking about change up the back line. It was wrong. We're not talking about what's Victor Gyökeres doing. He shouldn't be up top. Well, I'm not even bothered that Madueke started. I thought he should have started. I would have been okay if Mosquera would have played today, because Saliba might not have been 100%. I would have been okay if Odegaard didn't play today, because he might not have been 100%. But the minute that team news comes out, there's some people laughing about it, there's some people rolling their eyes, there's some people livid about it, there's some people angry. Nobody should be. We should be going into this game today against Manchester City with the team that everybody wants to see. And there's a couple of options. You could have played 2 or 3 options with that. And he's picked the negative one. He's picked the one no one wants to see. There's nobody that could have been in that pub, concourse stadium today as an Arsenal fan and said, I'm happy with that team. I'm excited. I'm up for it now. I think we're going to go forward and drive. I think we're going to pepper their goal. I think we've got pace on both wings. I think we've got creativity in the middle. I think we're going to have opportunities too big for their defence. I think Manchester City probably would line up and think, right, what are we going to get? Oh, no Eze. Okay, that's interesting. Ethan? No Ethan. Okay, interesting. No Odegaard. No Saka in the first lineup. Okay, that's interesting for me. But as the minute they saw that team, they all said the same thing. I fancy us today. I fancy it. I've got Man City fans, you all know them. LB texted me. He said, Trossard, ? That'll do me. You don't want to be giving that to rivals. He shouldn't be messaging me before the game. He should be leaving it thinking, I'm worried about this. I think I'll leave it. I won't message Potts. Because he's in a position right now where he should be favourites and confident with this game. Now, one thing I will say, Liverpool are rubbing their hands together today, by the way, because that's the best result they could have hoped for, a draw. That puts Manchester City, if I'm correct, 7 points behind them, and we're 5 points behind Liverpool, and they haven't played well yet. So, who's in the best position? It ain't us. We cannot keep setting up in games like this. Now, I don't mind going to Bilbao and getting 2-0, make it work. I don't mind setting up like this if it works. And I've said this many times. I grew up on George Graham football. I've seen Antonio Conte, Diego Simeone, Jose Mourinho do it. But I've also seen Tony Pulis, David Moyes and Sam Allardyce do it, and it was rank. Do not go into that category. When you set up like this, make sure you do not lose the game. Now, people will go, we didn't lose the game. Oh, brilliant. I wanted to win today because I saw a Manchester City side that was vulnerable defensively. They had O'Reilly at one of their fullbacks. They had Nunez. They haven't got a right back. Kusanov. All these guys playing at fullback. And none of our wingers could take them on today. Why not? And when they did take them on, there was nothing. Nothing at all. I said today one of the worst players on the pitch will be Victor Gyökeres. Why did I say that? Because I think he's crap? No. Because he's got nothing to feed him. He's got no creativity. He's got no spark behind him. He's going to have no service. Now, there was a couple of opportunities for him. Maybe he should have done better. Let's be real. Maybe he should have. I don't know what happened when it come across. I need to see it again. But it looked like he stepped over it, or maybe it come behind him. It didn't look great. Didn't look great live. Maybe I see it again. But today, I'm not wrong with us defensively. Yeah, it was a frustrating goal, but it's Haaland. He can score them. I don't think that Calafiori, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel were shocking. I don't think Raya had much to do. I don't think Manchester City were a team that went all out at us. I don't think they went peppering our goal. I don't think they had pace on the wings to really cause us problems. Doku, maybe, but was his outlook great? Not great. Haaland, don't think he had much other than the goal. In midfield, I didn't see Rodri balling out like he normally does. I didn't see Reinders balling out like he normally does. Foden went off and I forgot he was on the pitch. I don't think they were great today. But they'll walk away going, point at the Emirates. Let's get back to Manny, we're happy. And they will be happy with that. They would have wanted to win as well, trust me, because they had to not lose today. For them, they had to not lose. Because if they lost this game today, Manchester City would have found themselves 9 points behind Liverpool in game week 5. And some would say maybe that's title over already. So I've got to be honest when I say this. I truly believe there is a situation on our hands where Arsenal need to be braver with this manager. Because the players, they're doing what he's asked. They're sitting on the bench thinking, when am I coming on? You could see them warming up. I was crying out for subs today earlier as well. I can't believe Trossard stayed on the pitch for over 70 minutes. Not that he was shocking, by the way. I don't think he did much wrong. I don't think he did much right, by the way. But at the end of the day, an average game like that, you want a bit of pace. And then we bring Martinelli on, boom, we score. And people will say, creativity is one of those situations for me, which we need at the start. Not to bring on just in case we fancy winning the game. Arsenal needs to be braver, Arteta needs to be braver, and we cannot go into games like this that are massive for the fans and set up defensively and negatively. We move on to the Champions League game. We've got Port Vale, obviously, in the Carabao Cup. The games are coming thick and fast. But we go to St James's Park next weekend, and I want to see Arsenal have a go at them. They are not a team to be scared of. Newcastle are not the Newcastle that we saw last season with Isak on fire, with that bullies in midfield. We can go and give them a good game. And I want 3 points. Do me a favour, people. Hit like, hit subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.